115%, and the average length of disruption increased by 192%. Some 61% of delays were caused by ATC staffing issues, 30% by weather and 9% as a result of strikes. In total, 334 million passengers were affected by delays and cancellations last year. That's a 26% increase on 2017. According to Eurocontrol, in total, in 2018, delays increased by 61%, with an economic cost of 17.6 billion, again up 28% versus 2017. And unfortunately, for those of you who attended the press conference this morning have heard, this summer is likely to be just as bad as last year. Now, we all know the reasons for this problem. European airspace is governed by complex and antiquated rules. Air traffic management is expensive, inefficient, and starved of proper resources and staffing. And in addition, the recurring strikes across Europe, particularly in France, only serve to make the structural problem worse. This continued industrial action is also bad for the environment. A recent study showed that ATC strikes, technical failures, and operating inefficiencies wasted 81,000 tonnes of fuel, which produced an extra 254,000 tonnes of CO2 emissions per year since 2015. Now, this situation must change. We're campaigning to ensure it's properly addressed by ATC operators, and we're pleased that the European Commission has responded positively to our calls for action. However, national governments must act to ensure that consumers don't suffer, and we urge the European Commission and Member States to take immediate action and implement the EU's much-delayed Single European Sky. Now, improving and addressing the European airspace would bring many benefits. Its redesign into an integrated ATC system would mean shorter routes, with quicker journeys and lower cost. And last year, the EU Transport Commissioner, Reynaert of said that it would potentially generate 36 billion euros of savings over the next 20 years and deliver up to 11,000 jobs. It would also reduce the continent's airline emissions by redesigning its airspace. Europe could cut its emissions by 18 million tonnes of CO2 per year. In the meantime, the Commission should set a regulatory framework to establish a seamless European sky where countries use compatible technologies and standard procedures to work in a coordinated way across the continent. And this will deliver an efficient, cost-effective and environmentally friendly ATC service. The Single European Sky has been delayed for 18 years due to the opposite. In the last 10 years, while our airspace has become even more constrained, airport charges have, as a result, absolutely rocketed. They have more than doubled at the EU's top airports, with many of them showing profit margins far above the world average. And at the same time, as you know, airline fares within Europe have dropped by a significant percentage. Airlines operate under fierce competition every day, unlike airports. And this has driven the huge transformation to become more efficient and cost competitive within the airline industry. Even with rising airport charges, airlines fares have come down. However, on the flip side, the current system incentivizes airports to spend exorbitant amounts of money by airline customer standards. Airport charges should reflect operational costs rather than just boost the airport's profitability for the benefit of their shareholders. Passengers contribute to the airport's success, and therefore profits generated through commercial activities should be used to reduce aeronautical charges, making them more competitive and attracting more customers. Lower airport charges will mean lower average fares, benefiting both passengers and European economies. The current airport charge directive is not an effective regulation. It allows some airports to abuse their market power by charging monopoly prices to airline customers. Airport charges are a huge cost which airlines are obliged to pay but cannot effectively influence. The Airport Charges Directive must be amended to properly regulate the way these charges are set up to ensure that national authorities have the competence and the resources to effectively control airport costs. Efficient airport regulation is critical to stopping airports from ripping off passengers and enabling EU economies to fully benefit from aviation. Europe deserves cost-effective infrastructure, and airports have had it too good for too long. Another drain on European economic growth and jobs is aviation taxes. Countries which have scrapped them have seen a boom in air traffic, benefiting their economies as a whole. A PwC study showed that abolishing aviation taxes would boost European GDP by 17 billion euros per year on average and create up to 110,000 jobs by 2030. There are plenty of examples of this. In 2014, Ireland abolished its aviation tax after passenger numbers fell 25% over the previous 4 years. And this resulted in an immediate traffic growth, with passengers today reaching record levels. And since the Austrian government halved its aviation tax last year, Vienna Airport has seen significant traffic growth, with more airlines operating there, and has significantly improved its competitiveness. Likewise, when the Netherlands scrapped its aviation tax 1 year after introducing it, because it was driving passengers away from the Netherlands, they saw an improvement in the situation. Now, although some governments claim these taxes help the environment, the truth is that they are revenue-raising tools that do absolutely nothing to reduce CO2 emissions, but serve to suppress business and tourism. And the UK's APD speaks volumes. The highest aviation levy worldwide was set up 25 years ago as a green tax, but not a single penny of the billions of pounds that raised through that tax has gone to environmental emissions. Aviation taxes don't lower carbon emissions. Aviation taxes starve the industry of money that could be better invested in improving efficiency. And we are seeing an increasing number of European politicians calling for national or EU-wide carbon taxes. We expect the European Commission to make Corsia the single global scheme for aviation in the long term. We believe this is the most effective mechanism for our industry to address its carbon emissions and should replace the EU scheme in 2021. Corsia scope is a global response to a global challenge, and therefore it must be supported. We see this as one of the tools in addressing the long-term performance of the industry. In conclusion, Europe's prosperity relies in large measure on the continued development of its vibrant and competitive aviation sector. Airlines carry people, goods freely across Europe, which is the foundation of the European project. Airspace inefficiencies, air traffic control strikes, disproportionate airport charges, and high aviation taxes are all undermining the economic growth and job opportunities across the continent. We urge the EU to act and to tackle these issues which stifle our industry and our ability to boost economic efficiency in Europe. Our industry must address the challenges and adapt to the new demands so that everybody can benefit. But European governments must set the regulatory framework that enables our industry to prosper. And together, we can continue to bring significant economic and social benefits to European citizens. Thank you very much.